Now, when coronavirus restrictions were lifted earlier in the year, places of worship and registry offices were inundated with bookings from couples keen to get married after months of waiting.
It's been called the Summer of Love, and some couples haven't been satisfied just with one ceremony. They've decided to tie the knot twice. Insofwa Kangwa has put on her glad rags and joined the celebrations.
It's stressful enough organising one dream wedding in these rapidly changing times, so just imagine getting married twice.
That's what my new husband and I are doing this year. Many couples who see themselves both as Black, British and African are choosing to have traditional African weddings and then a separate westernised ceremony.
We have already had a traditional Zambian and Nigerian wedding, and are now planning to blend some of those traditions with a more westernised wedding later this year. Ife and Gabriel are doing something similar. The couple met at university and fell in love. Gabriel is from Lagos in Nigeria and Ife is from Milton Keynes. They've decided to build their lives together in the UK, and they too have opted to have two separate weddings.
It boils down to, following the tradition. The traditional wedding is something that takes a whole day on itself, and there are set elements and agendas that needs to be followed. And we also wanted to take on that Western culture as well. We didn't want to miss out on that too, because we enjoy that aspect. So that's the reason why we essentially had two weddings.
Describe your first wedding to me.
So we had our traditional wedding in Nigeria, in my home state.
Yeah.
So where my family home in Nigeria is, it's called Ondo State. It was a very bright, colourful, loud, lots of music, event, a lot of food involved, a lot of dancing.
What is the difference between the two weddings?
So the first wedding, we would say that's more in line with our culture, whereas the second wedding, we wear the Western clothing, so the white dress, he wears a suit. We're also both Christians, so we have the religious aspects of the wedding as well. Yeah, I think those are the main differences.
Yeah.
Wedding planner Tutu Ojo has planned the day, and I lend a hand with the preparations.
Where do you want these spoons?
If you just go around this side.
Okay. So you must be relieved now that lockdown is coming to an end.
Yes.
And that restrictions are no longer in place for weddings.
Yes.
What is that? How does that feel like?
Really exciting. It's really hopeful to see couples, tying the knot, celebrating their love, and finally getting it done.
And this is Ife and Gabriel's second wedding.
Yes.
Is it typical for couples to get married twice?
In the West African culture, it's typical to have several celebrations when it comes to getting married. You've got the traditional, you've got sort of bridal parties and things like that. So yeah, definitely quite common for us to have different celebrations when it comes to getting married.
This second big ceremony blends both Yoruba traditions with the Western wedding style. When it comes to the moment of the bride entering, it's just what you'd expect from a traditional Western wedding.
So romantic.
However, the method of entering the reception is somewhat more high energy.
You've just seen your daughter walk down the aisle. How does it feel?
It feels fantastic. It feels emotional. And they love each other and they're really happy. So it brings me a lot of joy to see this and witness this. Nigeria was a British colony, so we picked up the Western tradition from there. And over the years, we've merged both the Western and the tradition together to have a mixture of both cultures in our celebrations.
And as the party continues, the bride and groom change into traditional attire.
It's tradition to cover your hair, but we cover it in a way that it looks really gorgeous at ceremonies, at weddings. And this is a traditional sort of attire. They call it Iru and Buba in African culture. It's been years and years and years. It's a fashion that doesn't change. Our colors are always bright. We like to rejoice, we like to be bright. We don't like to associate celebration with dark colors because dark colors might be mean for mourning or sadness, but when it's something joyful, we like to be bright.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the Queen and his mother. Beautiful.
Stunning.
There's no like mommy.
One tradition is money spraying.
There's a thing we do, I don't know if anyone's mentioned it, like we spray money. So like they, as the bride and the groom, or as anyone's dancing, like you just go up and like put money on them, just to like kind of show your support to them.
I have loved the blend of Yoruba and Western wedding customs today. It has made me so excited about my next wedding, where like here, the dancing will go on well into the night.
Oh, huge congratulations to Ife and Gabriel. Didn't they look spectacular?
They look great, and I love that bit where they're throwing money at people. If you want to throw money at me, I'm quite
I've
happy
got some
to accept.
cards. I can just chuck them.
No, I only accept notes. Staying on the subject of marriage,